Good Friday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. A Yakima woman pleaded guilty yesterday to reckless driving for her part in a Blewett Pass vehicle wreck that killed 3 people, including her 11-year-old son. Wenatchee Valley College is named a new vice president of student affairs. We'll tell you who it is. The red flag warning expires this evening, and then expect hazy and mild weather this weekend. A 17-year-old from Yakima County has been arrested and charged with murder in the shooting death of Tony Figueroa. The 15-year-old East Wenatchee boy died in a shooting Saturday night while attending a quinceanera party on South Mission Street. The arrested suspect is Hero Israel Enciso from Toppenish. Wenatchee police say he was arrested Wednesday after detectives tracked him down using videos and photos gathered by witnesses, including a photo of the vehicle Enciso was driving in. Enciso and Tony Figueroa allegedly had ties to rival gangs and were involved in an altercation at the party just prior to the shooting. Chelan County prosecutors charged Enciso on Wednesday with second-degree murder and unlawful possession of a firearm. Authorities say it may be some time before they can positively identify the driver killed in a fiery one-vehicle crash Thursday morning in Orondo. The wreck happened about 3:30 a.m. yesterday when the driver veered off Highway 97 near milepost 213 and struck a tree. The vehicle burst into flames and the victim's body was badly burned. Douglas County Coroner Tanner Bateman told NCWLIFE News he had to turn to DNA analysis to make an identification. Genetic material from the deceased was sent out for lab work. The Washington State Patrol is still investigating the cause of the crash, which blocked Highway 97 for 3.5 hours. A Yakima woman pleaded guilty yesterday to reckless driving for her part in a Blewett Pass vehicle wreck that killed 3 people, including her own 11-year-old son. Marjorie Andrea Acevedo received a 30-day jail sentence plus 2 years probation. In August of 2020, Acevedo was northbound on Blewett just north of the crest in a Toyota SUV and then struck an oncoming pickup while attempting to pass a motorhome. 19-year-old Mahalia Delgado and her father, 63-year-old Furman Delgado, were traveling in that pickup and died at the scene. Acevedo's son, Jonathan, was also killed. Acevedo is now 46. She was initially charged with 3 counts of vehicular homicide, but Chelan County prosecutors said they likely could not prove their case at trial. Acevedo was badly injured in the crash and airlifted to Harborview for medical treatment, and she now suffers persistent disability. The Washington State Patrol found no evidence that alcohol or drugs played a part in that deadly crash. The all-volunteer Chelan County Mountain Rescue Team was already among 3 such teams to receive the Rocky Talkie Search and Rescue Award for the help they gave a hiker pinned beneath a large boulder in the encampments. Now their story of rescuing Benedict de la Hunte last October was also been named the most inspiring of the 3 rescue incidents highlighted by the award. Each rescue was the subject of an online video, and the public was asked to choose a People's Choice champion. Chelan County Mountain Rescue has already received $12,000 for their efforts. As the People's Choice, they'll also receive a set of 20 high-end backcountry radios. Here's part of the video that won them those accolades.
I went out to Leavenworth. The goal was to run the enchantments route through the string of enchantments lakes in Leavenworth. The accident happened at around 9 a.m. We were maybe like 10 miles through the hike. We started getting off trail. As we were descending, I dislodged a boulder. I was next to the boulder, and then I slid down as the boulder fell and got pinned underneath the boulder. We called for help immediately.
A boulder the size of a refrigerator had fallen on someone and that the person was trapped.
We started going through scenarios of what tools do we have to move a boulder.
We've never dealt with something like this before.
You have to be prepared for everything. There's rapidly changing conditions. Information's coming in slowly. Information may be wrong.
We flew into the basin and we caught the strobe of the paramedic that was on scene, and we realized that he was actually on a cliff face.
It was alarming because it was the first time we found out, oh, this guy is not trailside.
I started preparing mentally in my head and started to think about what is it that we need to do to get to this patient.
It worked out where we just kind of had the right people on the right mission.
My right leg took most of the trauma, and that pretty much immediately I knew that was going to be broken. And then my left leg was pinned, my groin was pinned, and my left arm was pinned. So I could only move my neck and my right arm.
The urgency behind all of this was the fact that the rock was large and it was crushing the patient's legs.
It was hard to see the extent of my injuries. I mean, I knew that probably my right leg was broken.
Hi there. What's your name? Benedict. Benedict. My name's Jeff. I'm a paramedic. Hey man, I'm gonna take care of you, okay?
When we come back, majority Republicans on the House Natural Resources Committee have been holding a series of field hearings beyond the U.S. Capitol. The North Central Educational Service District is seeking candidates for a 4-year term on the board of directors. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Pybus Public Market is on the move to make parking, dining, shopping, and events an even better experience for our community. Check out the progress that has already been made towards the revitalization. The Westside project is well on its way, but we need your help to get over the finish line. All donations are greatly appreciated and can be made online at our website or in person at the business office. We want to thank those who have already partnered with us. You are helping make the place we love a better place for our community to meet. Enjoy the sounds of summer from your very own pool and spa. Blue Lagoon is now scheduling pool installations for this summer. Call today to schedule a free consultation for a custom San Juan fiberglass pool. And let the experts at Blue Lagoon handle the construction, installation, and regular maintenance. Turn your boring backyard into vacation paradise this summer with industry-leading San Juan pool. No need to go off the deep end. Relax knowing you're in great hands with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa.
Wenatchee Valley College has named a new Vice President of Student Affairs. Diana Garza will fill the new role that was created in replacement of the Vice President of Student Services position. Garza boasts over 21 years in higher education and most recently served as the Senior Assistant Dean of Student Affairs in the College of Engineering at Boise State University. Garza will oversee student services, including but not limited to registration and admission, athletics, and counseling. Garza starts on Monday, September 11th. Majority Republicans on the House Natural Resources Committee have been holding a series of field hearings beyond the U.S. Capitol. 4th District Representative Dan Newhouse is among those Republicans. Last week, the panel came to order in Yosemite National Park to discuss forest health and wildfires. Newhouse said wildfires pose a continuing threat across the West.
We've heard a lot about the damages that have been seen here in California, here at Yosemite. I got to tell you too, in my home district in Central Washington State, we're seeing it too. In fact, just last month we lost 7,000 acres in Klickitat County. There's a large fire up north near Orville that's spreading across into Canada. Like somebody said, these fires know no borders. We're also seeing the impact of human health to our agricultural industry. As a wine grape grower, I can sympathize, Mr. White, with what we're seeing. We're seeing the exact same thing. So, as you can tell, we're looking for answers, for solutions, to put our heads together, literally, to come up with what it is that we need to do to improve the situations that we face. These fires are becoming all too frequent, becoming all too often, and all too catastrophic.
The North Central Educational Service District is seeking candidates for a 4-year term on the board of directors. 7 regionally elected members make up the board, and districts 2, 4, and 6 are open to candidates. Eligible candidates are U.S. citizens, registered voters, not school district employees or members of a school district board, or on the State Board of Education. Candidates must also reside within the boundary of the district for which they are applying for. Declaration of candidacy must be filed between September 1st and September 16th for a term that will begin in January of 2024. Coming up next in tonight's feature story, U.S. Representative Kim Schrier was in Wenatchee today discussing the fentanyl crisis around the state, particularly in Chelan County. Hazy skies with mild temperatures expected this weekend. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Hi everybody, Dan Coates alongside Jesse Coble from Alpine Air. There's ice on my heat pump and under my heat pump.
Well, ice under your heat pump is normal. When we go into a defrost cycle, it melts the frost off, creates water, which freezes to the ground. Ice around your heat pump is a thing that you should probably give us a call about.
Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air for heat and air. Call Alpine Air. Thanks, Jesse.
Thanks.
8th District Congresswoman Kim Schrier today held her 3rd roundtable on the fentanyl crisis, this time in Wenatchee. Schrier met in Wenatchee City Hall with elected officials, law enforcement, first responders, and addiction specialists to discuss the powerful and widely abused painkiller. Schrier, who is also a pediatrician, spoke with NCWLIFE News about some of her takeaways.
This was a really interesting roundtable where we had everybody from public health to jails to sheriff, police chief, school superintendent, fire chief. You know, everybody was around this table talking about the fentanyl epidemic and how it is destroying lives and impacting Wenatchee, Chelan County, but I'm hearing this everywhere in the district. And it's really heartbreaking to hear what this is doing to people and families and to the fabric of society. So we talked about solutions and what I can do from Congress. Finally, we have some teeth because we have drug possession being a gross misdemeanor. So law enforcement has teeth to get people into treatment, but the treatment is not sufficient for the scale of the problem. And so the need for more treatment and more resources for people who are addicted. In the Congress, we have put tons of money into Border Patrol, Department of Homeland Security, increased detection of fentanyl and related substances. We need even more because this is flooding into the country. I mean, enough flooded in 2022. And was confiscated. So that's just what's confiscated, tip of the iceberg, right? To kill every man, woman, and child in this country. That is the scale of this problem.
Obviously, we have shifted our thoughts over the years from dealing with the supply and the demand, and also the treatment. The rehabilitation is obviously a big thing for us. We're looking at it holistically, from the standpoint that, yes, you got to go further upstream and try and have your preventative measures, trying to get people to recognize the dangers of drugs, and also what are you doing with the folks that are already full-blown addicted to the drug, and how do they get out of it?
Throughout my career, I've always seen that there's always a drug that's prevalent within our communities. Those drugs do seem to be the motivator for a lot of people committing crimes because it is able to provide them with means to feed their addiction. We understand that addiction is strong. It's hard to combat. Fentanyl is just the newest drug that we're now having to combat. And as I can imagine, as soon as we come up with a solution for this, there's going to be another drug that's going to replace it. So how do we think on a bigger scale? How do we combat this to say, we're going to try to figure out an answer to just dealing with addiction? Because no matter what drug we knock down, the addiction's still going to be there. So we need to start focusing on that. I think once we get a hold of that issue, that is going to assist us in fighting some of the crimes that we do face.
I am the co-sponsor on multiple bills, some to help fund law enforcement, some to help boost detection of drugs in other countries before they even come here, some to protect law enforcement, but others just to make sure that we get funding for treatment. But what we're hearing here today is it's still not enough, that Medicaid reimbursement for inpatient treatment isn't enough. And so, getting Narcan into homes and into schools is one way to help, but also really boosting the capacity, more doctors, more nurses, more social services in communities to be able to meet the demand.
Time now to take a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast as we head into this upcoming weekend. Not a bad Friday. Hope yours was a good one. We did have some windy conditions out there today. You can see our Wenatchee Heights camera moving around a little bit. We had about a 20-mile-an-hour wind throughout the afternoon, but all kinds of clear skies out there today. And nice for almost all of us. Those hazy skies moved away. And looking forward to the weekend, I don't think we're done with the haze and smoke quite yet. We're going to see more of that tomorrow as our winds will bring that haze down into the Wenatchee Valley. Temperatures will be comfortable, a lot like today, maybe a little cooler in the mid to upper 80s. And by Sunday, maybe a mixture of clouds and sun out there, but it's going to be nice. Hope you get outside and enjoy it with highs generally in the upper 80s. And speaking of air quality, if you're wondering just what our air quality is, and we've been having an air quality alert that will go, by the way, through Sunday into Monday, and it's mainly portions of northern Washington. We're talking up around Omak, Oroville, over east into Republic, into those areas, and it will continue, as I mentioned, through the week. And if you're interested on real-time air quality, this is where you go, nvwa.ecology.wa.gov for all the latest air quality info. All right, keep an eye on that tomorrow. High temperature today, pretty much in line with where we should be for this time of year. 88 this afternoon unofficially. 86 is where we should be for this time of year. Boy, we started off warm once again. 73 our overnight low this morning. 61 is normal, and 47 is our record low set in 1995. By the way, our record high 104, and that was set in 1977. We did reach 100 yesterday officially, so that was 4 days in a row this week that we did reach 100 degrees, but not so today. Sunrise 6:01, sunset tonight at 8:07. Let's get you into Saturday now, and temperatures not bad, are they? Pretty much seasonal for this time of year. Upper 80s, 88 for Moses Lake, Ephrata, and Quincy, 86 back in Wenatchee, also Entiat, and then a little bit warmer up into Omak at 88. Cashmere, nice one for you folks tomorrow at 85 degrees. Just watch out for that haze on Saturday. Tonight, widespread haze. We will see that begin to develop once again. It was a nice clear day today. Big area of high pressure still off the Pacific. Clear skies below, or I should say above that haze. Low temperature tonight right around 60 degrees. Widespread haze for Saturday. Less wind, and that'll let it set in a little bit here in the valley more tomorrow. It will be mild with temperatures generally in the mid 80s for Saturday. A nice day for Sunday. High clouds, area of low pressure. We'll just bring a few clouds back our way, and this is the remnants of Hurricane Hillary that will also affect us a little bit on Sunday. We're going to warm up a little bit too with high temperatures near 90 on Sunday. Getting into that next work week, mostly sunny and warm. Most of the clouds will be off to our east into western Montana. Low pressure over us, but that'll just mean some nice weather for us with upper 80s for high temperatures on Monday. Tuesday, mostly sunny, maybe a little bit breezy in the afternoon on Tuesday as another low pressure system scoots through the southern part of Canada. High temperature on Tuesday, again in the mid 80s, so pretty seasonal temperatures as we get to next week. And then for Wednesday, that low moves all the way over into eastern Alberta, and that means nice weather for us. Sunny and pleasant for Wednesday. Highs again consistently into those mid 80s, and by the end of our forecast on Thursday, boy, that high pressure just not going anywhere. It will warm up a little bit on Thursday with highs at the end of our forecast in those upper 80s. highs. Take a look at your 7-day forecast now. Look at the difference. 73 this morning, 60 overnight tonight, 86 tomorrow. Remember, a little bit hazy out there with less wind, so we'll probably see a little bit degraded air quality tomorrow. 63 the overnight low. And then to end our weekend, high clouds and warmer for Sunday, and 90. We'll stay in the upper 80s to near 90 on Monday, cooling back to the mid 80s with mostly sunny skies on Tuesday and Wednesday. And then for Thursday, our nice weather continues. Sunny and warmer, highs then of 88. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
We're turning up the heat with the hottest deals of the year. Right now, during the hot summer clearance sale, only at Click It RV. #1 in sales and service. The best RV brands. Over 1,000 to choose from. And the best deals of the year on remaining 2023 model year-end clearance with incredible 30% off. Brand new RVs discounted up to 30%. Save thousands. Plus, no payments until 2024. During the hot summer clearance sale. Now, only at Click It RV. 5 superstore locations. Hurry in today.
Julio Rodriguez was a one-man wrecking crew yesterday in Kansas City, leading the Mariners to a 6-4 come-from-behind victory. Julio had his first 5-hit, 5 RBI game of his career with his 3-run home run on the top of the 8th inning, erasing a 4-2 deficit and giving Seattle a 5-4 lead. Cal Raleigh would add some insurance in the 9th as the Mariners took 3 of 4 from the Royals.
A shot to left field, and it sails over Melendez. 1 run is home, another runner being waved home. Canzone, relay to the plate is in time.
Got to get back there quicker than that. And Junior, I mean, a perfect throw.
Line drive off the bat, a win. It hit hard. Marlowe chases it down. Garcia. He's getting a wave on from Vance Wilson. There's the throw. They got a shot at it. Got him! Cabby with a great throw to nail Garcia at the plate.
Massey ties the game with a 1-2 pitch. He goes the other way. Bobby Witt Jr.'s double turns into a run, and we're tied at 2. That's a base hit to left field. Royals take the lead. Velasquez goes to third. MJ is in there at second base with an RBI double. Line center field. Rodriguez is there. He's got it. Here comes Velasquez. The throw goes to third, and the runner has crossed home plate. Off the end of the bat, here comes Melendez and makes a running, sliding attempt. Moore ran away. He's out. Moore thought he was out. And he ran back toward home plate. And Melendez didn't give up on the play. The entire infield was screaming for him to throw to first base.
Julio has tied a career best with 4 hits today. He's got a chance for his first ever 5-hit game. He swings away. Julio with an absolute nuke out to left field. He has given the Mariners an 8th inning lead. Julio Rodriguez becomes only the 2nd player in baseball history with 20 homers and 20 stolen bases in each of his first 2 major league seasons.
Now Raleigh, 2-1. There's a drive deep down the line. Right field. Hey now! Cal Raleigh with a home run. Little insurance for the Mariners. 6-4 Seattle. Big Cal checking in. Ready for me. Ground ball. This should do it. Cabby. Step, throw, got him. Ball game.
Root Sports Northwest Jen Mueller was dodging the Gatorade bath afterwards as she visited with Julio about a magical day.
Feels good on a day like today, does it not?
I mean, it definitely feels great. Definitely feels great, especially after we get a happy flight and we took this serious today.
Okay, Teo actually let you off the hook a little bit. I still need one word to describe your day.
One word, I mean, I just feel grateful, grateful to be able to help the team win and just kind of keep helping us gain momentum and keep on rolling.
So today, we saw you drive in runs in different ways, but this entire series with runners in scoring position, you have been clutch. What have you changed, if anything, about your approach?
Not a lot. Just basically more staying committed to my approach and just be a storm around it. And just go and look and go and swing what I'm looking for, and yeah, sticking to my approach basically.
Okay, but when you get a chance to take a big swing, it is special. How sweet did it feel to put a swing on that ball in the air?
It definitely felt great, especially given the situation that we're in. We were down and be able to flip the game over. It was definitely fun to do it out there in that moment.
You were the first person in franchise history to hit 20 home runs in each of the first 2 big league seasons. What does that piece of history mean to you?
I mean, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. You know, this is definitely a successful franchise. Definitely a lot of great players came through here, and be able to be on that list, I feel really blessed for that.
Manager Scott Service says it's certainly nice to have an all-world center fielder like Julio to lead the charge when the Mariners need him.
Today it was about Julio. I mean, what a game. Home runs, doubles, hit the ball, making the plays in the outfield. We've often said, he's such a special talent. When he gets rolling, he can really carry a team. And I think we're all real heavy on his back right now. Awesome game. I thought George, first early in the game, did a really nice job mixing in all the off-speed stuff. He kind of got away from that a little bit. These guys hit the fastball. I don't care how good your fastball is or where it's located. They are on it. And then obviously putting an inning together against him. Our bullpen did a really nice job today. Guys are out there in spots that they haven't been in much, but they threw strikes, they changed speeds, and happy for Matt Brash to get him back out there again. So we've used Matt a lot lately. You probably won't see him for the next couple days, and that's what we're going to have to do here. Kind of cycle through different guys. We will not have a set closer. It's just, what pocket we're in, who's the freshest. That guy will get that opportunity, and we'll roll with it there. But happy to win the series.
Seattle now moves on to Houston to face the Astros in the first of a 3-game series at Minute Maid Park. That game is underway on Root Sports Northwest. Well, Seattle was the only American League West team playing yesterday. With its win over Kansas City, the Mariners edged a little closer to Houston for second in the division and still remain 6 back of Texas. Seattle did gain a half game on idle Toronto yesterday in the American League wildcard chase. Boston dropped to 3.5 back with a 10-7 loss to Washington. Yankees remain 6.5 back of Toronto heading into the weekend. Well, the Seahawks continue preparations for their second preseason game on Saturday. Seattle's hosting Dallas at Lumen Field at 7 o'clock on King 5. Now, during the regular season and playing on Sundays, Seahawks coach Pete Carroll likes to have a press day on Friday to get to the hotel Saturday and be ready for the game on Sunday. He says they've moved up their timetable for tomorrow's game to prepare for the regular season.
And so this was a normal Friday for us, and all of the timing and the rhythms of it is exactly like we're going to do during the season. So we take a lot of pride in doing that well, because we're trying to do a great job of understanding the rhythms of the preparation. So today we got it knocked out for Fridays, and tomorrow will be a normal Saturday, going to the hotel and all that. So it's good for us.
After Saturday's game, Seattle will travel to Green Bay the following weekend to finish the exhibition schedule against the Packers before having to cut down to the final 53-man roster. 7 Wenatchee Apple Sox were selected to the All-West Coast League team yesterday. Second baseman Frankie Carney leads the list. With a first-team selection, the UC Irvine redshirt freshman was second in the league in hitting with a .356 average. Pitchers Toby Harr and Jaden Williamson were selected as second-team All-WCL players. Honorable mentions went to pitchers Evan Canfield, Michael Keneally, and Ryan Martinez, as well as utility man Brandon Ponce. Well, a baseball team for North Central Washington is playing at the Babe Ruth World Series in Missouri. Farmers, a 16 to 18-year-old team made up mostly of Brewster high school players, fell to Alabama in the final game of pool play yesterday, 5-3. They begin bracket play today against Virginia. A win would put them against number 1 seed California tonight. The champion will be crowned by tomorrow night in Missouri. Wenatchee Valley Super Oval is sure to be a complete mess following the racing on tap this Saturday. Tomorrow is the annual Bump to Pass and Boat Race Destruction Night at WVS WVSO. Final race of the night will have bump-to-pass cars towing boats around the track with shards of fiberglass flying everywhere. Now, prior to that, racing will feature the Rockstar Energy B-Mods, Plum Perfect Roadrunners, AMC Dwarf Bandit cars, Zero Handicap Youth Roadrunners, and the Johnson Electric bump-to-pass cars. Gates open at 4:30, racing underway at 6. Go to WVSO.com for tickets and for more information. That's a look at sports news. Have a safe and sane weekend. We'll see you on Monday, and have a happy Friday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at NCWLIFE.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great weekend.